Alright, time for the Jayce jungle era tier list update thingy. Anyways, one thing that's going to be happening in the next tier list is I want to put greater emphasis on carry junglers. Mostly because I've been playing solo queue and I've realized, yeah, these guys are kind of need to be given more love. Even in 5's ranked and 5's team, my teammates have been like, wow, you guys, we actually don't have a carry or not enough damage, so I pick one of these guys, Gangplank Jax or Darius, and just kill people, just murder them. And while they don't lack as much utility or some of the power some other junglers have, these guys can actually carry, and that's actually important. So transition and carrying power will be given some new love. Some junglers already have been given some love in this iteration, and they've risen in the tier list because of that. Kind of like the following champion, what's her face? Yeah, Kale. Kale is, actually a good solo queue pick because, you pick her first, no one really knows where you're going, and she can carry a team, or she becomes a support, but at least she does something. You can't count on your teammates to actually be competent, so if you pick jungle Kale and they screw you, you become a support. If they don't, you can become a carry, and if you get fed, then you become a godly carry. So Kale got some love because of that, just simply because she can actually transition into a murder machine, something that you need, and she's a ranged character, quote unquote, ranged. Singed! I've been getting my ass beat by a few jungle Singed, and I guess they just really wanted to use that skin for a champion they really don't lane as much anymore with. So, if there's one thing I noticed is, how the hell does he have double my CS in the jungle? I don't know what he's doing, but he seems to have a lot more CS. Maybe he's going when he steals, lane creeps when he goes to gank. I don't know. The point is, the jungle Singes I fought become really farmed up, and then I'm like, wow, I have, I don't know, Heart of Gold and some tank item. He's got Rylai's and Rod of Ages, and still 2 gold for 5 gold per 10 items. I'm just like, yeah. So he's fast. He's still got all those weaknesses like sustain, getting beat in the ass for the early game, but he transitions to the point where he's singed and chasing them is dumb even in the jungle. Tryndamere, carrying power too. He's got that too. Show him some love there. But also, he has the weakness of having crappy, having to rely on crits and the lack of sustain. He actually, I will say, has no sustain, because if you use that Q, your damage plummets, and then therefore you actually hurt your sustain even more because you'll be taking more damage. You have to rely on crits even more, and you won't clear as fast. So I would say he really actually has no real sustain other than probably a vampiric sector. However, he snowballs like crazy, even naturally. So after your first clear, everything should be a breeze. Get boots 2 really quickly. You should start jumping from camp to camp and annihilating everything. And because of spin, he's got a lot more tricks than a lot of other junglers. And Dr. Mundo is now number 1 on the tier list. Pretty much, he can carry a team, unlike Lee Sin. Lee Sin kind of falls off late, he does. Mundo can become a super tank, knock out the carry, end the game. Lee Sin can try to do that, but his chances are actually very, very slim. And if set back, Mundo at least can just build tank items and be useful, while Lee Sin, his useful utility, if he wants to do any damage or if he wants to snipe people, he kind of needs some damage. So Mundo's got him on the efficiency with gold department too, and the early game as well, I would say, at least now. So therefore, Mundo moved up. Lisa moved down, but he's still really strong. Jarvan, my boy Jarvan. Now, why was he lowered? Because when I played him in solo queue, I just realized, holy crap, I really need these items, but my teammates aren't making this easy on me. So I couldn't really carry. And while on a 5-man group, Jarvan's crap is really amazingly really powerful. God, my English is terrible. Really powerful. Like ult somebody, use your combo on somebody, and your team will actually follow up. If your teammates aren't paying attention, much like solo queue, then you're just gonna die. Even worse if you don't have items. Well, Nautilus, just press R and your teammates will know what to do. Just press R and you're pretty much safe from a distance. But Jarvan had to get close and probably die in the process. So Jarvan moved down because of the risk involved in playing him and Nautilus's ease. Anyways, Darius, I'm talking about him just so I put him up again just because I want to talk about how I use him. He's been my go-to jungler in solo queue because he can carry. He's actually strong. He's got tricks other junglers don't have. Yeah, he doesn't have any natural sustain, but his damage is incredibly high. I would say, in terms of jungle matchups, he's got some of the best across the board. Because it isn't that he has utility or anything, it's just he has so much raw damage early, a lot of junglers will just die to him. A double buff versus double buff, pretty much Darius will win, except Olaf. Olaf walks all over Darius, but he walks all over everybody. So Darius has got that. You use him as an aggressive invader, an aggressive skirmisher. You want to force fights with Darius because the enemy can't win them. Sure, you don't have sustain, but you've got damage. Your pool can also be used to steal camps. I'm surprised a lot of people don't know. Darius can go behind a minion camp, drag them out, kill them from behind the wall, and they won't reset. I do that to Blue all the time. It's like, Blue is about to spawn right now. Yoink, take it, walk away. So Darius definitely a powerful ass jungle pick for solo queue, but don't pick him if your team lacks any form of actual initiation. That's just bad. His team fight requires a good initiation. Now Nunu is back, and I am miserable because the jackass is being a jackass again. I'll tell you this though, the buffs didn't really solve his issues, but they really made him more annoying. Like Visionary is the biggest change. Consume getting 100 damage just allows him to one-shot the big camps again, but whatchamacallit, the Visionary change was a big deal. Like a big one. The fact that he can go to, he can just keep rotate his spells in a way that he can use them for free with Visionary, just rotate them around, is big, meaning he's not so reliant on blue buff, and meaning he can run around the enemy camp a lot longer than he normally would have. Yeah, 2 hits might not seem a lot, but considering Blood Boy, he has about 1.2 attack speed, and just charging up that passive, it's actually a big deal just across the board, but his issues still remain, where he needs whereas Consume will not help him as the jungle scales. Jayce. Man, Jayce. Such a disappointment. I wanted him to be a lot better than he actually is in the jungle. I actually did, because he looks awesome, doesn't he? But, his ganking is very trivial and kind of doesn't always work and can be really stupid and backfire. And some may say, but his E helps him out. No, Gangplank does the same damn thing, but a lot better and a lot easier. Just press E around you in a circle, everybody's buffed, and damage, go in, murder people. Pew, pew, pew. Jayce, nah. Jayce has some good damage, but he really just sucks it up in the jungle. It's like, you really can't do anything. And you notice it. It's like, if he gets behind, oh crap, you won't recover from that. He's less resilient than Fizz. So that's to say something. But if there's one thing Jayce has that a lot of other junglers don't have, probably any junglers besides maybe Kale, is that he can go ranged. Therefore, he can go in the jungle as a bruiser or just whatever, get leashed and all that good stuff. Get farmed up, come up, and actually go ranged. Don't build any tank items, go ranged. And become a carry. That's what I've been doing as Jayce. I enter the jungle, get our Wriggles, or just go per 10, get some gold, buy Infinity Edge or Trinity Force, then some BF item, and just shoot things to death. Pew, pew, pew. It was like that. I'm like, wow, I don't need to build any tank items, and I can actually carry my team, and this feels awesome. It's like he's the ranged jungler I've been wanting. If only he wasn't so bad before team fights happen. So he's a mixed bag. He's definitely not good in the jungle. I'm not saying he's bad anywhere else. He definitely has a place in lane. Just jungle's still very iffy. I might find something though.